welcome to my channel. I'm glad you stopped by. Today we're going to be looking at some creepy, mysterious videos that will have you questioning everything around you.
This island has one of the most disturbing histories in America, and no one really knows the full truth behind it. So like I said before, this island was owned by multi-millionaire Francis Sheldon, pictured right here. And Francis and a number of other local men from Michigan, including this guy, Gerald S. Richards, ran a boys' camp on the island. They would fly kids to the island on this airstrip, kids from the YMCA and other schools and communities in the area. And both the children and the parents of the children who attended this boys' camp were told that this was an island of fun where kids could relax. They had big brothers there. It was going to be totally safe. And this camp ran on this island for a period of years. Then one day, some of the kids who attended the camp began to tell their parents that the counselors or the teachers, the adults that were there on the island, had behaved with them in very, very inappropriate ways. They began telling their friends and parents that they were taken into these cabins pictured here on the island. They were assaulted, they were told to remove all of their clothing, and that there were cameras all over the place. Well, it turns out that this guy, the multi-millionaire with political and business connections in the area, Francis Sheldon, was running a massive CP ring. And they had been abusing the children on this island under the guise of bringing them to a boys' camp for years, recording all of it, selling it across the world. And some of the more affluent clients of their business were even allowed to take trips to the island themselves to see some of these young boys. Now, this story bears an obvious resemblance to the story of Jeffrey Epstein, but there are some very, very strange things that are happening here that nobody knows about, and the government still refuses to talk about to this day. So let's talk about this guy, Gerald S. Richards. He was a gym teacher at a local Catholic school who went down for the crimes, and he was heavily involved with every aspect of this business, if you know what I mean. Well, it seems like through his political and business connections, Francis Sheldon was actually tipped off that he was about to be arrested and raided and charged with these horrific crimes. So Francis, before he could be brought to justice for these crimes, he actually fled the country in a personal plane. He then moved to France, got remarried, and died in Amsterdam, and never had to pay for any of the crimes that were committed here. But it's when we start talking about the murders that this story really starts to blow my mind. So take a good look at this guy, Chris Bush. This is Christopher Bush's father, Harold Lee Bush. Now, he was an executive with General Motors, and the family was obviously extremely wealthy. They were politically connected, and they were very connected to every business in the area. These guys had a lot of power. But back to Christopher Bush. This guy had assaulted a number of children. He'd been let out of prison, let out of jail in a very, very suspicious way multiple times, put on bail for serious offenses. And he was an alleged associate of the crime ring that was happening on North Fox Island. Meaning that, like I said earlier, he was one of those people who could afford to actually fly out to the island to do things himself. I'm out of time. Follow for part 3. This is where it gets juicy.
CIA doesn't want you to know that this island exists. It's called Diego Garcia, and it is located in the Indian Ocean. In 2008, Time magazine published an article about the island of Diego Garcia, stating that it is where the CIA takes all its detainees to torture them. But they also believe that the CIA conducts experiments beneath this island. Have you heard about the Malaysia Airlines flight MH370 that disappeared? In reality, this flight may not have vanished. It landed there, and they abducted the people from the plane and subjected them to torture. The reason we might think this is because there was an IBM employee on the plane who posted a photo 10 days after the plane's disappearance. The photo showed what looked like some sort of experimental room. And if you look at the geographic coordinates of the photo, it matches this island.
Why did NASA stop exploring the oceans? To date, approximately 95% of the world's oceans are still waiting to be discovered, and there are still many living things waiting to be discovered there. Creatures claimed to live in the ocean, such as Kraken and Megalodon, may not be just a myth and theory. The theory is that NASA discovered a gigantic creature never before seen under the oceans, and NASA immediately turned its efforts to rescuing humans from Earth. What this species was never disclosed, and great care was taken to keep it top secret. Are there creatures we don't know under the oceans, and why is NASA hiding this from us?
Pip? Come here, guy. Buddy?
No, no. Hòstia. Escolta. Ho sents o no? Déu! Ei, va, corre, corre!
This is why some say that these sounds right here heard under the Euphrates River are that of the fallen angels. Revelation 9:14-16 states, "It is said to the sixth angel who had the trumpet, release the 4 angels who are bound at the great river Euphrates, and the 4 angels who had been kept ready for this very hour, and day, and month, and year, were released to kill 1/3 of mankind."
Is this a fallen angel caught on camera? The video shows people in the middle of the woods in pursuit of something that has left a feather behind before things take an unexpected turn.
Es que, tío, yo qué sé, tío, se llaman plumas, tío. No, no. Segur que sentit soroll. Home, tio, ja a veure si he sentit soroll. Que des de fa rato que he sentit soroll. Que sí, collons, que sí. Hòstia. Escolta. Ho sents o no? Déu! Ei, va, corre, corre, hòstia, va!
Let's replay that one more time and look closely. What do you think this entity was?
Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I'll see you next time.